This video is sponsored by Soesic Clothing. Use code TAMMARO at checkout to save 15% and support the channel. Link in the description. What's up YouTube, and welcome back to some more Untitled Goose game. This is a full 100% achievement / trophy guide for the speed runs of the game. If you're looking for the missable achievements or just a regular walkthrough, you can check down in the description below for a playlist or at the end of this video. In order to do these speed runs, you need to have completed one full playthrough of the game anyways, so if you haven't, definitely go and check out the previous video and then come back to this one, but let's get going. From the beginning of the first area, the first thing we're going to want to do is grab a bunch of items for our picnic from this bench. So we're grabbing the picnic basket, the 2 slices of the sandwich, and the apple, and we're going to bring it over to the picnic blanket just to the right. From here, we want to go and grab the radio in order to get the gardener to come out of his garden, and then we're going to steal his keys off of his side. He'll chase us momentarily while we carry it, but once we drop it down next to the sprinkler, he is going to go back after the radio instead. When he does go get his keys, go ahead and turn the sprinkler on and you will be able to get him wet pretty easily right there. And then with that done, we can go over and grab a pumpkin for our picnic and bring that through the little hole that we opened earlier and over to the picnic blanket. We also need a carrot for our picnic, which is why I was trying to grab that one. He stopped me with the first one, but I'll get away with the second one, no problem. You can make a few mistakes here and there as long as you don't waste too much time, and you should be able to get these speedruns done pretty easily with some instruction. So after setting up more of our picnic, we're going to head back into his garden, and I'm sure he's really happy to see us, and we're going to head all the way over here and grab the rose and just drop it down right there so that he can go and pick it up. But first he decided, oh, it's time to grab my keys because he forgot about those earlier. Anyways, eventually, he wants the box now. Interesting. I have a rose. Can you come over here? There we go. So yeah, sometimes you might have to get his attention by honking at him, but wait for him to put the rose into the ground, and then you can go ahead and grab his hat. And what I'm going to do with his hat is get stuck on this wall real quick, then head through our little hole here, and I'm going to leave his hat here. However, I'm actually having a bit of a difficult time hiding it in here, and he's going to get it, as we'll see in a little bit. So what I'm actually going to do is grab it a second time off of his head a little bit later. But while he's distracted with that, we can go and grab his rake and put it over into the lake. Back in his garden, we want to grab 2 more items off of this table, the first being the jelly, and then the other one is going to be the thermos. We need both of those for our picnic, so bring those out to the picnic blanket. It was at this point that I realized that he had his hat back, so I forgot about the thermos for a moment and I decided to get his hat off of him again. And like I said, this time I'm just going to drop it over into the river/lake in order to make it so that he can never get it again. So just wait for him to come down and plant the rose again, grab it, and now we're going to run through that hole. And I'm just going to take it over to the river here and drop it deep in here so that he can't get it because he's not going to go into the water. And then we can just go back and carry on with our business. Our second to last thing to do here in the garden is to make the gardener hammer his own thumb. So I'm going to rip down this sign and honk a bunch to get his attention, but then I let go of the sign and he decided to just leave. So you want to hold on to the sign until he actually comes over and takes it from you, and then it becomes his #1 priority. So he's going to take his time to walk it back over here like he knows I'm doing a speed run. And then once he grabs the hammer, we're going to wait for his third windup and then honk in order to get him to hit himself. Finally, we're going to head back over towards our picnic, and we want to pick up the radio from the beginning and put it with the rest of our picnic stuff, and that will complete our picnic and complete the garden as long as you have done it before the bell rings. If the bells ring or if you mess up or if anything's taking too long, you can always just go ahead and restart. At the start of the second area, we're going to do 3 things very quickly here. So the first thing is we want to scare the boy into the phone booth so that he calls the lady from the TV shop to come save him. So once he goes in there, we're going to run over to the merchant, the shopkeeper, the merchant lady, whatever you want to call her, and we're going to break her broom since she's using it. So just go ahead and grab it and just pull and pull and pull, and eventually it'll break. And then we can run over to the TV shop since the lady has now left to go and save the boy, and we can get inside and turn on the TV so that we are on TV. Back at the merchant lady's shop, we're going to steal a pair of glasses off of the rack there, and as long as she doesn't notice us, we should have no trouble at all. Just go ahead and drop the glasses over here, and then we're going to untie the boy's shoes and scare the boy so that he falls down and loses his glasses. Take his old glasses, or his actual glasses, and replace them with the ones from the shop. While he fixes his shoes, go ahead and grab his toy and bring it over to the shopkeeper and just drop it somewhere in her area so that she will now think that she owns that and the boy has to go and buy back his toy from her. That is another one of the items to get off of our list. Now we're going to do some shopping in the meantime while we wait for all that to happen. So we want to grab some cleaning supply from over here as well as the toothbrush from inside of the trash barrel. At this point, I realized that the boy actually didn't care about his toy or couldn't figure out where it was on his own, so I decided to scare him over towards the merchant until he finally realized, oh hey, my toy's over here, and then they can start fighting about it. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and grab our basket and continue shopping. The final thing we have to do here is get the merchant lady's attention and lure her into the garage and then just lock her in here. So run all the way to the back here, drop whatever you were carrying, and then get out before her. But she's kind of pushing me into the wall here, so thanks a lot for cooperating, lady. And now I'm just going to throw all your produce all over the place. And now we'll get her into the garage. And again, like I said, you can mess up a little bit here and there as long as you don't waste too much time. And again, if you need to restart the area for whatever reason, feel free to do so. But as long as you do it before the bells ring, your achievement or trophy should pop for this area. For the third section, I recommend restarting until both the male and female neighbors are in the positions that they are for me. So for me, the male is reading his newspaper, and the female is currently near the bell and the bathtub and that kind of area. This gives us enough time to do a number of different things in the female's backyard without her getting in the way. So we're going to be grabbing a bunch of items here, as you can see. So we've already grabbed the vase, we're grabbing her bra, we already put the male's slipper into the fountain, we're grabbing both of these socks as well, and she's starting to make her way over here now a little bit quicker than I expected, but we should be able to still get out with all of the items that we need to. The only item that I think we're not going to be able to grab on this one run is the soap, but that's okay, we can get that momentarily. Now, since she's going to close the gate on me here, I decided to head all the way up here, and I'm actually going to rip down the desk in order to create a ramp back over to the male's backyard. And in the meantime, we might as well grab that soap that we need, so grab that as well and take it with us. It was pretty perfect timing that as I came over here, the male started to have his tea, and I came around the corner a little bit too quickly, but what we want to try and do is grab his other slipper so that he goes barefoot. We have to wait for him to start drinking his tea for him to actually put that foot in the air so that we can grab the slipper off of him. And then we can just drop it like immediately and go back to the bar of soap that we need and wait for him to go back to doing whatever he was doing so that we can take the soap and add it to the rest of the stuff that we've already put in the fountain to do the washing. Now we want to give him the vase to make sure that he notices this so that he throws it over the fence and breaks it, causing an argument between the two of them and enough of a distraction for us to do the rest of the stuff that we need to do. Move the male neighbor's rose over so that it lines up with the female neighbor's squirrel shrub, and also while we're over here and they're arguing, we can go ahead and take this ribbon off of the statue, and we're going to go ahead and hide the statue as well, just back here, not too far out of reach, but far enough that the lady's never going to find it. And then we want to come back over to the squirrel bush and just kind of peck at it a bit so that it's a little bit of a mess, and that will make her go ahead and try to clean it up a little bit later on, which is going to cause her to actually snip off his rose and cause some more fighting between the two of them. In the meantime, we can go ahead and grab these three items off of his table, so that would be his pipe, his hat, and his glasses. We're going to use those over on the statue in the female neighbor's backyard as we start to bring these items over now. We're going to want to leave all three of those items in the little bowl that's in front of the statue, and she will actually dress the statue up for us. with this final item there, we can head on over and just pretend to be the statue, and now we just wait. You should have more than enough time to just hang out here. The last thing that we have to do here after getting the ribbon placed on us is actually ring the female neighbor's bell while the male neighbor is drinking his tea. This will cause him to spit it out. However, he's going to take his sweet time doing that, so I'm just going to kind of run around and walk around, yada yada yada. If he doesn't notice the stuff in the fountain like he did for me, he will get over there much quicker for you, but still you should have plenty of time no matter what, because he's still pretty quick with throwing the items back out of his yard. And with that, your achievement or trophy should pop. Just like all of the other sections though, you can restart if you need to, if the bell goes off or if you're just messing up. On to the final section, the pub, and the first thing that we want to do is avoid the lady that is coming out by hanging to the left, and then we're going to untie the shoes of the bouncer so that we can head on inside. As you head on inside, the first set of people that you should meet are the two ladies who want you to do a performance for them. All you need to do is honk, bow, and then flap your wings. You can do it really quick in rapid succession before they even tell you to do it, and it will still count. And you don't even have to wait for them to throw the flower to you, just move on. As we come over here to the old man, we're going to wait for him to wind up. On his third wind up, we're going to honk, which will cause him to break the dartboard, and now it's on to the actual pub patio area. As we head up to the patio, you want to head to your left, and we're going to turn on this sink to start rising the water so that we'll be able to get the toy boat. In the meantime, go ahead and grab the salt shaker, a fork, and a knife from up in this area. This woman might chase you around, but just keep on moving. She really can't catch you under these tables. You should have no trouble here at all. And then, of course, after you do all this, you want to make sure that you go back and grab that toy boat, of course, as I'm doing right here. So there we go, toy boat, got that. Now let's go get the final item that we need from up here for now, which is the knife, and move on. So at this point I decided to go and check on the old man, and he had already sat down and started to play, or he was just about to. So I went ahead and honked, which caused him to stop trying to sit down, and then we're going to wait for him to go ahead and sit down again, and I keep getting too close. But basically what we're trying to do here is we want to make him fall over by pulling the stool out from under him, like so. And if he's already sitting, you can go ahead and honk to get him to stand up, and then you can go ahead and move the stool out of his way. Now we're back up in the pub patio area so that we can grab a candlestick, and we're going to bring that with the rest of the items that we just grabbed from up here. Now with all of the items that we grabbed from up on the patio, we are going to start setting the table. So that is the fork, the knife, the salt shaker, and the candlestick. And then the final thing we need is a plate, which is actually located just above where the table is. So we can go and grab a plate from just up there as well. grab a tomato from this box and bring it over to the main path that everybody walks along right over here and just drop it, and then we're going to go and get the bouncer's attention so that he chases us back over to the tomato, and then we're going to hide under the patio so that he forgets about us and grabs the tomato instead. Once he has the tomato, he'll bring it over to that yellow box that we got it from, and just above it is a bucket which we can then drop onto his head while he's bending over to put the tomato back. And the final thing as we make our escape, go ahead and grab a pint glass from up here, any of the pint glasses will do, and head on over to the bridge where there is a river, and we're going to drop it into the river, and we are all done. As long as the bell didn't ring and you didn't take too much time, you should get another achievement or trophy for this speedrun, and if you've done everything else in the game, you should get an achievement or trophy for doing that as well. So there we go, that is a full playthrough or walkthrough of the game and the speedruns as well. If you followed along with this video and the previous one, you should have 1000 gamer score or all of the trophies in this game. Definitely go and check out the other video if you haven't already. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you. If it did, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, favorite, a lot of fun junk, check down, screen, awesome things, my Twitter, Instagram, Mixer channel, my other YouTube channel where I do real life sporting event predictions in games like FIFA and Madden. Keep it here for more achievements / trophies / collectibles guides and a bunch of other things. Until tomorrow. Ta-ra.